The meal is shared by everyone. The mother is the first to finish eating and decides it's time to move on. Now that everyone is fed, there'll be no more hunting lessons today. The cubs are exhausted. They're so tired, they almost look ready for bed. After just 5 minutes break, their mother is back on her feet. The cubs have no choice but to follow her. By the end of the day, they have trekked over 10 kilometers. One week later, the cubs still seem to be doing fine. The daily long walks have had a positive effect on their fitness. Their legs, bones and muscles have strengthened. Walking is the most basic training program in order to become the fastest hunter of all. This type of intensive training continues for nearly a whole year until the youngsters become expert hunters themselves. Professor Isuda continues his research and is keen to observe one of the plain's greatest spectacles. The grass is at its green peak, cueing the arrival of thousands of herbivore youngsters. This wildebeest is about to give birth. The legs are already visible. A newborn makes its first appearance. Immediately it tries to stand up. Like most wildebeest, it's up on all 4 feet within 10 minutes of being born. This Thompson's gazelle is also giving birth. "20 minutes into labor, and half the calf's body is already out. Half an hour later, a new life is born. Like wildebeest, gazelles can also stand up just 10 minutes after birth. Some 10,000 new lives start their arduous journey, a life governed by the rules of the savannah. Youngsters hide in the grass as soon as they are born. They seem to know these plains are full of danger. On the savannah, each year is divided into dry and wet seasons. During the dry season, it hardly ever rains. The grass eventually turns brown, but this doesn't mean it's dead. The C4 plants covering these plains bear plenty of seeds, which fall to the ground, giving birth to new shoots. These seeds also provide many savanna animals with essential nutrients. For mice, the dry season is a season of abundant food. Their population explodes, surpassing by far the number of large mammals. But even the mouse has a predator. This serval searches for a miniature meal. Although smaller than a cheetah at 70 centimeters long, it is still a relatively large cat. Large ears allow it to detect the location of the mice. Its hunting technique relies on a particular skill. The exact moment it lands, it pounces on its prey. During the dry season, servals don't need to look too hard for food, as the population of mice expands. They therefore coincide giving birth with the grass seeds falling to the ground. Tall grass provides the perfect nursery for young servals. These cubs are around 2 weeks old. Their mother returns to check they're safe. Servals also owe a huge debt of gratitude to the wealth of C4 plants that cover the savannah. The rainy season begins. Dark clouds envelop the savannah sky. And showers pour down onto the parched plains. These hard rainfalls immediately alter the landscape of the arid land. Eventually, the whole plain becomes one enormous puddle. Surprisingly, these rains fall on a very confined area of just a few square kilometers. This means the sections profiting from the rain continuously move along the path of the savannah. As soon as the rain clouds move on, the intensive equator sunshine lights up the savannah's blanket of plants. This causes a sudden, rapid growth of grasses, which previously appeared dead and dry just a short while ago. These remarkable, fast-growing C4 plants create a brand new green pasture in less than a week. Professor Asuda's work here on the Serengeti draws to an end. It seems animals sense the rainfalls and start to move. By the time they arrive where the rains have fallen, plants have already grown. All this happens within a matter of days. Professor Asuda is now convinced that the driving force behind this incredible mass migration, which in turn supports the big cat population, is the very power of C4 plants themselves. It's incredible to think that something so small can have such an enormous effect on the entire lives of creatures so big. As the big cats and their prey continue to develop ways to outclass one another, these remarkable grassy plains quietly replenish themselves, year in, year out. Without these life-fueling plants, none of us would be able to witness such an amazing array of wildlife throughout this unique region.